Hi, my name is Sarah and I'm in entrepreneurship class, and I was just wondering if I can take a few minutes of your time to ask you some questions.
Oh, absolutely.
It'll be around like 10 minutes. Do you have like 10 minutes or so?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, first off, what's your name?
My name is James.
And are you currently a student at the University of Florida?
I am, yes.
And what is your major?
I am an economics major, and I have a minor in innovation.
So, what do you hope to like do with that, Monday?
Something in management or business consulting.
So, have you done like internship in that field or anything?
I have. Well, I've done my current employment. I'm a manager, and then in terms of my minor, I have my own startup company that I started with a buddy of mine. So I've done some practice on the ground of experience in the field.
Do you want to share a little about the company you have, or not really? It's up to you.
We own an app called FOMO, and it puts up college specials and deals during nightlife in Midtown and downtown area. So that's just a little bit of a summary for it.
All right. So, did you get into UF as a freshman, or did you like transfer from another community college, whether it be Santa Fe or another school, or?
I began UF as a freshman, but it wasn't a normal route. It was in the Innovation Academy, which makes you start in the springtime, and you go to school in the spring and summer, and then during the fall you intern or you work.
Oh, okay. So when you graduated high school, like in the spring, you took like the summer and fall off, or?
So during the fall, I moved to UF a semester early, just kind of get acquainted with the place and learn where everything was, and enjoy like football season without having to worry about school. And then I started in 2013 of spring.
So what do you say your hardest class has been so far?
100% business finance.
So do you think you were the only person who struggled in that class, or was it like a?
No, I think for like a business track for students, I think it's like top 3 hardest, that and like accounting, financial accounting, finance, and I don't know any other ones in business that would be challenging. Maybe operations
Economics,
management
maybe? Yeah.
for like a normal business student, but other than that, yeah, finance is definitely the hardest.
So what did you do for help? Did you form study groups, or did you ever go see the professor?
I actually never did see him. It was an online class, so I already felt like I was just a number. I used Tutoring Zone in the past, and that seemed to really help just because the tutors there were kind of intertwined with the class, and they knew the type of material that the test would be on.
Have they been doing it for a while?
Oh yeah, I think they've been doing it for that class. I think they've done it for 10 to 12 years.
Wow. So in like each semester, so like spring and then fall.
For spring, summer, and fall, and the tutors there, they knew Tapley. Like they had a close relationship with Tapley, and then when Banco took over.
So who did you take it with?
I took it with Dr. Banco's first time teaching. It was with me.
Gotcha. So can you explain how Tutoring Zone worked? Like, what kind of packages did they offer? Like, which one did you decide to pick? Or
So they offered a couple packages. You could either pay just for an exam review, which was $25 a piece for each exam, and then for weekly reviews, I believe it was like $80 a piece for just like all the exam information, like bi-weekly, and then also an exam review.
So you paid for so it would include the exam review.
So either just the exam review was $25 a piece, the weekly and exam review was $80 a piece, and then if you wanted to do all of them, so every weekly and every exam review was $200.
Okay.
For the semester.
And so which option did you choose?
I went with the $200 one, which was for the whole semester.
Did you feel that was reasonable, or did you think it was like expensive?
A little on the expensive side, but like it's probably like that's about half the amount the class is even to take the class.
Right.
But you feel a lot more secure because they've been there and they've done it, and they know the types of questions that will be asked, and they know the format, and they teach it in a fun way so that it's not boring. You actually retain the information because they use like good examples that you can relate to as a college student. So they're very aware of the demographics, and they teach the class at a pace that is fast enough in like easy areas or if everyone understands it, but they can also slow it down for you if like people really struggle. And I feel like the difference between going to lecture or watching the lecture online and doing like tutoring it's a lot more like they bridge the gap between the class and the students. So it makes it easy for the students to be able to relate and also retain the information.
So for the weekly reviews, did you go the same time every week, or did you like actually go and have them?
So I actually didn't go to any live sessions. Tutoring Zone, as part of their features, they let you view them online for free.
And
they video.
So it's got to be pretty similar to what it is like actually live.
Yeah.
And is there a way you can like
video it
post
live.
questions? So like if you can't make it in.
Right. So they had study hours. I never went to them, but I know they had study hours a couple times a week that came free with, I believe, any membership. I think it was just free. I could be
So
wrong.
nothing with like tokens like Study Edge. Where you
Nothing
had to,
like tokens. Nah, everything would be free. It'd be exclusive across the board with everything, and they had study hours, and you could always post on the wall.
And they were pretty good with like their response rate. Like they would get.
I think
back
with
to you.
them it was a little bit longer than Study Edge. I think Study Edge is 6 hours. Tutoring Zone I think is a full 24 hours. Could be wrong, but I think Study Edge may have them beat there. But again, you're paying for it.
So would they give you like a packet, or did you just go and have to like take your own notes?
They give you a packet.
Got, like,
They
a
tell you
bunch
when
of-
it's ready for pickup, and that was free as well. And you can pick it up and then go home and watch them online if you couldn't make it. They would have the packets ready before the actual review, the live review.
And do you have the option to go on and like print it yourself if you can't? Maybe.
Yeah, you can.
Because I
do
know
that.
there's like a lot of online, like completely online, who may not even live in Gainesville.
Right. Yeah, you can. They have it available as a PDF, where you can go to a library and print it off for like 10 cents a page. Or,
So they make it easy if you're not necessarily in town.
If you're local,
compatible.
it's very easy. You just go and pick it up, show your ID, and then they'll print out whatever you need.
So have you ever used it for any other class, or is that the only class that you've used it for?
So I've used it for any of the kind of like, I guess, so to speak, weed out classes, anything that most of the amount of like business school, for example, students would take. They offered it for general classes like accounting, and like really were classes that students tend to struggle a lot in. I used it for other easier classes as well, where it may not be worth watching the lectures. You can just rely on other people that went to the lectures and took good notes on them, and then just studied the material from them. So I don't remember the class I used it for, but I've used it.
So like business finance wasn't your first time using it.
No, I think they got credibility when I used them for, I want to say, I think it was international. I don't know, maybe international business. It is one of those. I forget the names of it, but I use it for operations management. I've used it for business finance, and I've used.
Did you have to take the accounting classes for your major?
And I use it for accounting.
accounting.
Financial accounting. I use it.
So for like your actual like degree, like I know you said like something about innovation. Like, do you think they would offer like the courses you took for that? They probably don't offer it, do they?
No, they only offer it for widespread. Maybe in the future they'd offer it, but for right now, I think it's where the demand is, and the demand is definitely for more general classes. Like for example, if you're a bio major, they offer for like Bio 1, Bio 2, Chem 1, Chem 2.
So like the big class have 700.
Actually, sorry, Smoking Notes and I think they offer it for Bio 1 and 2. Tutoring Zone is strictly like math related.
So like
Some more chemistry.
economics.
I think chemistry they offer it, economics classes, calculus.
And
all
is
the
it
math.
just like is it a couple? They have a bunch of different tutors, or is there?
There's a bunch. I think they have certain tutors that are really good that specialize in like certain degrees. A lot of them have multiple degrees. So yeah, basically like if it's like an engineering major, they may teach like certain calculus classes or. I know. I think a couple of the owners teach a couple classes there, and a couple brothers, I believe, Matt and Paul Hintz.
So have you used Smoking Notes or Study Edge? Have you done either of those?
I've used Smoking Notes for like the memorized classes.
So that's kind of the good difference between the two.
Yeah, so like if it's a class that involves lots of memorization, Smoking Notes was probably the way to go. But if you have to understand concepts and prove them with mathematics, I'd probably go with Tutoring Zone.
So what would you say would be an example of a class that you use Smoking Notes for?
Smoking Notes would be for like a business law class.
So a lot of vocab words.
Lots of vocab words, lots of memorization, like international trade, things that have more theories or theoretical. They don't actually have to prove, but you have to understand the concepts behind them. Things that require lots of memorization, like I said, and stuff like that.
All right. And how much do you think you'd be willing to pay for tutoring? Like, what do you think would be a reasonable price?
Per session, per hour.
Whatever.
I think it'd be fair. I think like if it was $25 a session, I think I'd do it.
Be reasonable. Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. It was very helpful.
Awesome. See you later.
Thank you.